next guest is the editor-in-chief of the show daily, if you will, the IFA International here at IFA for, I believe, 10 years now. He and his team have been putting together some interesting regular daily facts and figures and info and interviews and lots of cool stuff about IFA. So, in fact, editor-in-chief is Rickard Barnes. Rickard, welcome back into Tomorrow. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Good.
It's great to be back, and it's great to be here for the 10th year, actually.
Yeah, your 10th.
So,
I mean, hate to beat you there, but 14, thank you very much. You got to catch up.
I know.
Which means we'd have to skip years.
That's
not
because
likely.
I'm younger, you see. I mean,
not a
actually,
chance.
I don't think so.
Not a chance. No. Yeah, we're probably right about there. But let's talk real quick about, in your 10 years of covering this show and the whole IFA International Daily, what have you seen dramatic changes in that our audience is going to say, yeah, that kind of follows along the lines of technology growth? Huh?
Two really big changes have happened in the last 10 years at this show. The first one was, and as you know, when we were first here, it was more of a German show, and now it has become a totally international show. It's the most international show in the world by far. I mean, people come here from all over the world. 10 years ago, it was still quite German, and the fact that you had been here for a few years was making it a little bit more international. IFA International originally came as a kind of support for international visitors to the show so that they actually had something in English that they could read that told them about the show.
Yeah, because everything was pretty much in German up until then, as we discovered.
How that evolved, though, is that what was interesting is that over the years then it just became the magazine of the show because everybody realized that IFA was an international show, and now everybody just knows it's the show magazine. Right. It just happens to be in English. Yeah. So that was an evolution, and the growth in trade visitors and press from around the world has been phenomenal. I mean, just last year, I saw it was like 36% up international trade visitors. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
And you figure, what would have made that change in a trade show such as this, which is always growing anyway, and of course, covering consumer tech for 21 years as we have, you know that more and more people continue to be interested in technology. I think a big major change was how they introduced appliances. It wasn't just consumer electronics, but
that was what I was going to say, actually.
Appliances.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, meant that 36% growth in trade visitors, because now there's so many more companies that are also doing appliances. Yet they're high tech. Sometimes they're connected with this stupid name of IoT, but Internet of Things that we kind of have to live with. And I guess that in and of itself, and of course companies like Samsung and others that have made consumer electronics all these years, also we make appliances, but we don't ever get to show them. Now we do.
That was the big change, the second big change that I was going to talk about, because as we know...
I burst your bubble there.
No, but I mean, that was because a few years ago when IFA brought in home appliances, everybody said, well, why are they bringing in home appliances?
Yeah, that's not electronics.
It's very unusual. I mean, and people from around the world were scratching their heads. But I think Jens Heitecker and Dirk Kozlowski had a bit more of a forward-thinking vision than we thought, because they saw that all this stuff was happening. And today, home appliances are an integral part of everything that we're talking about in the home.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of the vision of these guys. A thing that I've seen this year, though, at the show is that we're not looking so much at individual products as much as ecosystems. And I think that to me is a big change. Before, we were looking at gadgets, we were looking at new products, we were looking at... And each company, Samsung, for example, LG, Bosch, Siemens, they're more looking at, instead of launching a new product line, launching a new ecosystem or launching a new entire system that all works together. And even visually, this is happening as well, because, I mean, one thing that I've seen this year also, a different thing, is the arrival of design again as a real USP. The last few years, you saw some cool designs, which was true, but I think people are thinking, okay, we've all got connectivity, everything's connected. What can we now do to make things different?
And is that what you think people are now looking at, trying to be more stylish with devices and saying, okay, we know it works, I got it, I understand that, not much more you can do with it except make it cook breakfast, so what else can you do? Let me be styling.
Exactly.
More colors, more unique design, more fun, but keep the guts the same because it works.
I mean, the Volkswagen fridge that you've probably seen from one of the makers. I mean, that's a good example.
Yeah.
There are a lot of examples like that. I've even seen some carbon fiber finish on stuff. I mean, different. And I know that the main manufacturers are trying to look at ways of differentiating their products so that they're not. I mean, the idea of white goods disappeared a few years ago already.
That's true. In fact, we hear it now, and you have to kind of stop and double think and wait. Oh, white goods, appliances. All right, because they're not all just white anymore by far.
So this year, really, and in the daily, we have different titles, and the titles have been a little bit broader this year. I mean, our day one title was Concepts Become Business Reality. And something that we really, and so what we're trying to do is talk about the groundswell movements rather than particular items. Because you've got smart products, you've got connected products, you've got virtual reality, you've got drones. They're all new, and they're all massive growth vectors. But in the past years, we've seen them being announced, being developed, and now at this year's show, I mean, they're real business. It's business.
Yeah.
People can actually sell them. They're distributing them. They're all working. The connected home actually works. Smart products actually work together. There's still a long way to go.
Oh yeah.
It's still baby steps, but it's actually working, and things are being sold. And the keynotes at IFA this year have really been reflecting that as well. The Daimler keynote, talking about the connected car, the entertainment in the car, it's a whole new concept as well.
Yeah. And if you happen to have missed our correspondent Rich Johnson's wrap of some of the keynote speeches, you want to go back and catch that too, because that kind of shows you exactly what Richard's talking about here in this segment, about very unique things happening, some great into tomorrow sorts of things too, which is fun, wonderful. It's what we live for in reporting on technology. But to your point, that there's some great consumer experiences that we hadn't experienced before, certainly.
A great example as well, the keynote from Dr. Carsten Ottenberg from BSH, the opening keynote, and what an amazing new concept of having a kitchen that talks to you and tells you how to do stuff. I mean, it's sort of the next step, so that's interesting, and it also comes into today's issue, which is which we were talking about, and I know it sounds kind of bigger than big, but we said reinventing humankind. Okay, why do we say that we're reinventing humankind is because a number of the people at the show this year have been talking about the fourth industrial revolution, which was outlined by Schwab, the guy from the World Economic Forum. And a lot of people said, yeah, it's not really happening. And
actually, for that matter, what is it? What is the fourth industrial revolution? How does one describe it?
What Schwab says is it's characterized by a range of new technologies that are fusing the physical, digital, and biological worlds, impacting all disciplines, economies, and industries, and even changing and challenging ideas about what it means to be human.
See, that's exactly what I would have said.
See, he said it better than me. I was just quoting him, you know. And so reading what he said, and I went, yes, that's it. That's where we're at. That's what's happening. And so, yes, the fourth industrial revolution, we're at the dawn of that. I mean, that is happening, and I think a lot of the people that have been talking about that are true. And he said, this revolution will be unlike anything humankind has experienced before.
Which, again, goes to the normal changes in technology. Look how we've come in the last few years, more so than ever before, in all sorts of things, and certainly in the sense of an industrial revolution. But speaking a little bit more back to this show, new screen technologies, have they jumped out at you as well?
Absolutely. I mean, OLED is here now. I mean, it was here last year, but now everybody's doing OLED, and there are different people doing different types of OLED. And there's some amazing key differentiating factors between the different people doing OLED. There's the ULED. There's the of course the different types of screen technology. So screen technology, the battle isn't over yet, and that makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, again, for those of us journalists that report on these things, it is fun. And we didn't even have a chance to talk about virtual reality. It's a whole other discussion, but a lot of that here too at IFA. Rickard Barnes, always a pleasure to have you with us, and we thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We'll let you get back to your IFA International duties.
Thanks, Dave.
My pleasure. Editor-in-Chief of the IFA International, Rickard Barnes, and you can visit them at ifa-international.org. Of course, we'll link you there, too, when you visit intotomorrow.com. Back with more from Berlin, Germany. I'm Dave Graveline. This is Into Tomorrow on the Advanced Media Network.